Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2001 Blake Street in the heart of downtown Denver. We're joining you here for Grandview's Coors Field game. We got a windy one in store. How are you feeling today, Jake?
Absolutely amazing. What a beautiful place, beautiful people. We're going to shout out all of the Rockies staff who have helped us make this opportunity come true, and a beautiful day for baseball.
Absolutely. I would say a beautiful day. I can't. Is my mic good?
Yeah, you're good.
My mic is off the mark, so apologies on that end.
There you go.
There
now
we
you're
go.
in.
Now I'm in. We'd like to join you just fresh off 2001 Blake Street for this Coors Field game at the home of the Colorado Rockies in the heart of downtown Denver. I'd like to join you here at GrandviewTV as ThunderRidge will take the field.
Yeah, ThunderRidge, the home team, the designated home team. So Wolves will be batting first.
Yeah, dangerous right-handed hitter. Yeah, so the Wolves dropped their last game against Arvada West in a tight contest, 5-6. Ended in an unfortunate line out for the Wolves. They're looking to get something started, but looking for a reset here. ThunderRidge, not an exhibition game, will not go for or against their record, but certainly a bounce-back game, something definitely needed.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a huge momentum. And the thing about this game is how just cool it is. Like, hey, I played at Coors Field, and that's huge. And that's huge for momentum and morale to say, hey, like my team played at Coors Field. And to get that kind of environment that you might not be used to, you might not get in a typical high school game, to play under the lights like this, although it isn't necessarily packed like you might see in a normal Rockies game. It's that experience that really matters, and that's why they do it, is to have fun, and that's kind of what high school sports is all about, and that's what they want it to be about, is let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Starting on the bump for the Grizzlies will be Max Bills. Looking at a right-hander here. Senior. Definitely dangerous. Has an upper. Yeah, look for those up and in fastballs versus those righties. Kind of going cross zone, fooling them out a little bit. As our first face-off. Chase Chapman will step into the box. First pitch is up and away. Strike one called. He's standing to wait as Chapman will take time.
Yeah, Chapman, one of those guys, a heavy bat. You love to see him make contact with the ball when he does, and when he does, it's dangerous.
Certainly. In the losses, there is a grounder to short. It'll be whipped high, and he'll be called safe. Chapman finds his way on base after a high throw from the infield, but 250 in the game. He had a hit. So Chapman able to get on base, and he'll work as up comes another dangerous righty, Justin Dean.
Yeah, great two-way guy who can get some time on the mound and shut it down when he needs to, really. Had a tough start to start the season, but doing a great job of making sure that, I mean, he helps his team in a lot of different ways, whether that's at the plate, whether it's on the mound. That's the kind of guy he is.
Definitely. This pitch is way outside.
So the 2-0 is as teams start to figure each other out, feel each other, kind of get the groove, see how this guy's pitching.
Is that one? We called a strike. Yeah, 48 degrees here from Coors Field. Obviously not ideal baseball weather with the wind, as you see.
It was called a ball. Sorry to interrupt
ball?
you. It was called a ball. I thought it was inside.
They revert the call on the scoreboard as there's a steal attempt. Chapman slides into second, and he'll be safe.
Yeah, as the 3-0 goes for strike one on Dean.
Yeah, I took that one, able to let Chapman advance, but still count in his favor. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and
woo, into the dugout.
Yeah, into the dugout. So full count for Dean. Runner on second. Chapman's speed, a single could certainly take him for the first run of the game. Dean will be playing third today. Here's the full count. Swings to short. Going for third. Dean will get safe, and so will Chapman as the throw's high. Defensive error from ThunderRidge. Allows for 2 men to be on, no outs.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't advance the runner. Even though it didn't look pretty, Chapman stays at second. No harm done despite, or even though the runner is on first, Justin Dean gets the kind of fielder's choice error almost. Not sure what exactly the play will be called, but it works out in the Wolves' favor. They have runners first and second, no outs.
So here's the 0 to Pfister.
Outside.
I'll drop in. Out just outside, ball 1. Yeah, Jackson's struggling at short. 2 plays now. Could have been quick outs, but now instead 2 base runners on. So here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, heavy hitter.
Yeah. Certainly, and a double could drive both home. And certainly that's going through his mind right now. Get up 2-0 in the first inning. Started off hot. As here's the 1-1. Fumbled, and bases will be taken by both Chapman and Dean.
Yeah, the double steal sign coming there from the third base coach and head varsity coach Scott Henry. And now certainly a base hit scores too.
Definitely, and we'll see as there's a hit. Out there tracking. Falls, can't get it. 1 home, picks it up. Going for 2. A triple. Pfister reaches 3. So a critical error will lead to 2 scoring for the Wolves. Yeah, and you just that's going to haunt you if you're sitting out there.
Yeah, if you're old, I mean, you almost had that. And Pfister drives in 2, which puts Cacciavellani at the plate.
Cacciavellani, the cleanup hitter. His first one falls in for a strike.
Yeah, how about that from Pfister? A great guy who can make contact, and that's the thing. Coaches love to see contact. When you make contact, anything can happen. You force the defense to make a play, and Olds doesn't come up with one. And that puts Grandview now in a 2-0 lead with no outs.
Yeah, certainly beneficial as that one falls outside for a ball. Third pitch is in and outside. Bring the count to 2-1. The Wolves getting counts in their favor, which is a huge thing. Working this game against Bills certainly can be beneficial. As that one's called high.
Yeah, looked a bit high and inside there. And I mean, that's kind of what this first inning's all about. Is feel each other out. If you can get some runs on the board, that's what you want to see. And Grandview got out to a 2-0 lead early in their last game against Arvada West. They scored 2, put a 2 spot up in the first inning.
There's a rope out to short. Unsuccessful dive and catch from Jackson will drive home in a run. So Kakivalani will get on the board with an RBI. Svister comes home.
And Grandview in control right now. 2 hits, 3 runs. Capitalize on the walk and the error from ThunderRidge, and they're doing it again. And that's what coaches love to see. Again, they love to see that contact because you force the defense to make a play, as I said earlier. And ThunderRidge right now still trying to find their feet.
That one's low.
Yeah, and to that point earlier that I was trying to make about figuring it out in the first inning is when you're a pitcher, you love to see that strike zone. Where can you paint the corners? Where are the corners? What is the umpire going to call? A ball, a strike? What can you get away with?
Certainly, and establishing strike zones based on heights as well. Taller player.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a difference to kind of see those kinds of things.
As Weiss works it to a 1-1. It'll be a steal and base sign, and he'll get a single. So the hit and run situation ends up with runners on first and second. And now here comes Sammy Alabassi. He'll be starting on the mound today. See what he can do, trying to work his way against Bills.
And Grandview in a great position right now. Runners on first and second again.
His first pitch falls outside for a ball. 1-0 count. Steal sign and safe.
Yeah, Kakivalani's in there using that speed, and the double steal works out again, and Henry has his team in another position to drive into.
Certainly, we've seen the second and third setup before. 2-0 count, heavy in Alabassi's favor. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and be knocked foul.
Yeah, Max Bills, the senior righty, getting off to a slow start.
Picked up, and that'll be the first out claim to the game, but at the cost of another run. So Jackson finally able to get a glove on it.
And Grandview up 4-0 now.
And now up to the plate, Vinny Holbrook, the catcher. A dangerous righty. Here's the pitch. The first one be in for a strike.
Grandview win blue tonight there. Their baby blue is a pretty blue.
Swung on and missed. It'll be 0-2. Yeah, where blue was the directions given to the Wolves for tonight's game. As Holbrook stands in. Here's the 0-2. Third one, and that'll be 3-pitch strikeout. And that'll bring up Hemstreet with a runner on third.
Yeah, Max Hemstreet entering his first year of varsity. Another guy who you love to see make some contact.
As a pitch way high. Yeah, Hemstreet, he'll be in center today. Trying to drive in Alabassi standing on third. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and belted. Deep to left, tracking back, can't get it. He's got one, going for two. He'll find himself safe at second, and Alabassi will find home.
Grandview batting through the lineup right now. as Hemstreet gets the double celly and puts this lead all the way up 5-0. Wolves in total control right now.
Absolutely just dismantling this ThunderRidge team, and Bills just no answer for this powerful righty-heavy lineup. So it's 5-0 Grandview with 2 outs in the first inning. His first pitch is a strike call.
Yeah, Josiah Duran at the plate here. A guy who can hopefully bring some bite to this bullpen and this rotation that the Wolves have and add a little bit to the plate.
Definitely, and Duran will set up for the 0-2. 2 outs, runner on second. Trying to find that shortstop gap. Jackson seems to be off his game. As there's a grounder over to shortstop side, and that'll score. He'll hold up at 1, settle for a single. So batting through the lineup, Jake. We're back with Chapman. Bills has seen 9 and only got 2. So an excellent start for the Wolves as they put 6 on the board. With Hemstreet scoring.
That brings up Chase Chapman, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, already singled today. His first one falls for a strike. Looking for something more.
Yeah, let's bat around. Why not? Coors Field, let's have some fun. And right now, Grandview having a lot of it.
As there's a runner. Slides in safely as the pitch is dropped. So runner on second for Chapman.
Yeah, dangerous guy when runners are on.
Yeah, so Chapman had that throwing error from Jackson that allowed him to be on base in that first inning. Now with a 2-1 count. Trying to drive in another run as Bills will take time. Swung on and dribbled out to short. Will be collected by Jackson, and that'll be the end of the inning. So the Wolves with a successful first inning, 6-0 up against the Grizzlies. As Alabassi makes his way out to the mound, we'll warm up. Jake, what can we expect out of him?
Yeah, Alabassi, another one of those guys who can offer some bite from the mound. You want to see him continue to do what he has been doing on JV all last season, entering his first year of varsity as, I mean, he's one of those guys that you got to watch out for. Adding some bite and hopefully some speed to this bullpen as he offers a bit of a righty move, kind of a fastball changeup. You could see some breaking balls in there too from Alabassi.
Yeah, certainly an interesting pitch mix, and he'll be able to work the zone. A dangerous, and you said first year of varsity, so this will be his first start.
Even though it doesn't go on the score sheet, it's kind of a start.
We'll count it as a start.
It's a morale start.
He's going out there and he's throwing and we're not, so. But dangerous nonetheless. Whether this is an exhibition or a real game, however you want to see it, Alabassi certainly brings the heat.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach Henry acknowledges that even though this is an exhibition, it's good for experience. What kind of guys do you have, especially coming this early in the season? Typically, our Coors Field Foundation game doesn't come for another month, really. Last year it was on April 15th, not March 15th. So that kind of offers something unique for Coach Henry to say, no pressure. It's a scrimmage, essentially. Let's have some fun in Coors Field, see what we can do, and see what I have in a way. See who can throw hard, who can hit hard, who can show up in big moments when, even though it doesn't count as wins or losses, teams are still going to win. They want those bragging rights. They want that opportunity to say, hey, I won a game at Coors Field, and that matters to the morale of the team.
Absolutely is. Starting it off will be Jackson. We talked about his defensive errors in this first inning that allowed Grandview to extend that inning. Trying to redeem it. First pitch out and strike call. Alabassi able to slot it in. Second one off the mark. It'll hit the backstop. Holbrook will retrieve a new ball. So the 1-1 to Jackson. Swung on and missed. Got him leaning. Alabassi able really to drive that one. So here's the pitch. Check his swing. We'll make the count 2-2. Third one falls outside.
Yeah, I think Alabassi wanted a kind of a breaking ball in that, kind of paint that corner, lost control. Yeah, it makes it a full count.
Swung on the full count, and second deck of the seats off to your right. Foul ball. So here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Blew it right by him. So Alabassi claims a K.
Yeah, huge strikeout there as Grandview continues this momentum into the defensive half of the inning. Sammy Alabassi registering a punch out.
First ball high for Zentner. A left-hander has some power. Contact guy as well. He plays second as that one swung on and hit off to the left side of your screen. Trail out of bounds.
Yeah, so here's a lefty bat. We don't see too many on this Wolves squad. Very righty heavy.
So that one's in. Be a ball.
Yeah, the 2-1 from Alabassi.
Here's the pitch. Down low. So they'll say it's 3-1. So Zentner able to work the count. And now, full control. His fourth pitch is low, and he'll walk the second baseman. As Paquette walks up. Showed up behind the dish. A few struggles to catch it, allowed for some steals to go through, and now trying to make it back up. It's the righty. Swung on and fouled. Be an 0-1 count.
Yeah, Ben Paquette, a senior entering, I believe, his 4th year of varsity. So a guy who's been with this program for a long time. Remember him last year because he had a huge double. I think he played that catcher role, and you don't see that many, and you don't see that power from a catcher too often, but he has that, and he had a huge double, I believe, last year where he drove in a couple runs and made that game interesting.
As there's one struck hard. Tracking out to right, and on it was Weiss, who darted all the way from second base, losing his hat in the process. Yeah, lucky gap there for Paquette in between second and right. Either one could really get to it. So there's a pitch. Holbrook fakes out the runner, establishing a strong lead as Zentner. Holbrook has the arm to throw him out if he tries to test him. As there's a shot down to short. It'll register as a hit. So Paquette finds himself on the hit sheet. It'll be 2-1 for ThunderRidge.
Yeah, Chapman there, the diving stop attempt wasn't quite able to bring it in. That pushes the runners to first and second, and ThunderRidge now in a position to try potentially do some damage as Rath, the cleanup hitter, to the plate.
Yeah, Rath featured out in center. First pitch is called a ball. Yeah, Cade Rath, the senior outfielder. So it'll be 2-0. Third pitch is in and just able to work Alabasi. Now 3-0, 1 ball away from bases loaded. First strike called. Great work from Alabasi to be able to put that in right on the edge.
Yeah, close call there, and I think the umpire almost wanted to make that bet as interesting as he could. The 3-0 keeps Alabasi in it.
Ball 4 is called.
Bases loaded for ThunderRidge now.
Yeah, Alabasi, after able to get in such a great start, striking out Jackson, now finds himself in a little bit of trouble as Cox will come up to bat. First one's in for a strike. And Alabasi, certainly a guy who can work underneath the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though he was on JV last year, you didn't see too many, any varsity minutes. He's still one of those guys who got that experience as a junior on JV, building his confidence and building his control a little bit from the mound.
It's a 1-2. 1 out for Alabasi. Strikeout huge here, as it means contact would not lead to scores. So there's a dribbler, be called foul. So runners will backtrack. Count will remain 1-2, and Cox now trying to figure out how he's going to approach this.
Yeah, you'd love to see a double play ball here from Alabasi. That's not that.
Hard hit foul ball.
Did something, though. Won't show up as a strike on the 1-2, but still out of that foul line, keeps both in it.
As that one will be called a ball. And Zentner will not test Holbrook's ability to get back to the plate. So here's a pitch just outside. Full count. Bases loaded, Coors Field. For Cox, you got to imagine, it's a kid's dream. See how Alabasi responds. Walks it. So, trying to get him to bite on the excitement. He'll walk, and Olds will come up. Evan Olds in the last game, 1 for 2, had a single and an RBI in their victory over Columbine. So that one's in for a strike. Alabasi gets back on it.
Yeah, both sides, their offense, given what the defense takes them in a way.
Swung on to Alabasi and picked up, double play ball, and it's good. Excellent head-up read from Chapman. Able to save the inning. Yeah, kind of spiked off Alabasi's glove and right towards Chapman. Great work. And that will be the end of the inning. So after one, Wolves up 6-1. Jake, what can you say from that first inning?
Yeah, a lot of offense, and as I was mentioning, the offense giving what the defense gives them, whether that's going to be errors and the Wolves capitalizing on it, putting up a 6 spot in the first, or ThunderRidge right now capitalizing the walks that Alabasi had given to his team right there. So great job right now, and from both sides, taking what the defense gives them. And I think that that's kind of going to be the theme of the game, is who's going to make more mistakes, because baseball is a game where the margin is very thin. So that's why we count errors. That's why we check them out. That's why we want to make sure that we want to limit them. And seeing an error on the score sheet is never a good thing.
Definitely, and Alabasi showed great composure during that inning. I mean, bases loaded at your back and just trying to save everything you can, able to force a double play ball. So great work.
As the Grizzlies, sorry to interrupt you there, Will.
No worries.
The Grizzlies are going to switch out their pitcher. They're going to opt to go for Cole Egan, 23, the senior righty, going to be on the mound in this second inning after, I believe it was Max Bills. Yeah, the other senior righty had let in 6 in that first inning.
Yeah, the Wolves were just able to shell Bills, and just in a game of this magnitude in this stadium, getting guys reps is really important. He wasn't able to perform, and he'll sit on the bench.
ThunderRidge leaving the bases empty, or loaded rather, leaving all runners on. Hate to see that in that first inning.
Yeah, certainly a wasted opportunity. As it will be Justin Dean to start the inning. First one will be high. Second pitch in and throwing it towards Dean. A dangerous pitch from Egan, especially 2 in.
Yeah, you want to test that corner there in a bit. Test that inside pitch. Is Dean going to be able to turn on that? Is the umpire going to call it? Can I throw it?
Yeah, no command so far from Egan. That pitch goes way high like his first and his second. Dangerously close to Dean. Fourth one out of the way as well. Yeah, and Egan just horrible, shocking command. He'll walk Dean on 4 pitches. And Pfister will come up.
Jax Pfister, again, he's one of those guys who can get you that power. He hit a grand slam at State last year. Kind of piled it on Prairie View late in that game as that one's fell back almost into that second deck, yeah.
Bounced off the metal on the concourse and dribbles down to the concrete, so
You know, they don't let you keep those balls if you get it. The Rocky staff will take it away.
No, even in these games?
Yes, yeah, even in these games. Typically at Rockies games, they let you keep it, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do.
Yeah, not these.
I would think at these games it's even more special. You got to keep it. I mean, come on.
No, I think it's a I don't know exactly what the reasoning is, but they do take it away. So you can't hope that your child will get a foul ball back to you.
Yeah, I didn't see where it went. It'd be in my pocket. So there's a off throw from Paquette. As Jake's back after trying to fix a few things up here in the booth.
Yeah, again, so grateful for this opportunities from the Rockies staffs. We want to thank them again for that, for this opportunity and being so accommodating and being so just frankly nice to us students, and to promote student journalism like they have is really special to us.
As there's a steal sign, and Dean will claim second.
There are no more cameras. I was just trying to take a battery pack or something. We don't have any battery. Is it dead? No, I mean, it says like that battery. Okay. Bring it up here. Or you can ask this in the no, it's not like the outlet. Like right. The outlet. I know you know that thing. Or I know I saw that.
As a take from Pfister will make it a full count.
Yeah, you look great. I love it.
3-2 from Pfister, hit hard. Absolutely smoked out to left, but it'll fall. It'll fall foul.
Man, I watched this up here. I thought that was going to go gone. I mean, you never see a home run in this place because of just how deep the walls are compared to a high school stadium. But, man, I thought that was gone. Did go foul, but Pfister got a good chunk of that.
Absolutely, and rattled on the mound is Egan. There's another pitch, and smart move. Elects to walk Pfister. I mean, after seeing that, I would walk him too.
Yeah, I mean that's the psyche of a pitcher, right? That's the battle that you have with yourself, is what pitch am I going to throw, where am I going to throw it, and how can I play to the guy in front of me, right? You see Pfister just slam one all the way down that left field line, and you're kind of scared to pitch at him. I understand that, but you have got to be in control because, I mean, actually, Jax Pfister had said this to me, is the game doesn't go until you do. You have to be in control. You have to make sure that you're throwing the best pitches that you can because the batter has to hit to you. So making sure that you're in control and not let the batter get in your head like Pfister might have done on that.
As Kacavalani will step in, Pfister will claim a wide open base. Nobody able to get to it, as Dean will also claim third on the double steal.
Yeah, Dean at third, and yeah, Pfister at second. As again, Coach Henry loves that double steal move. Put runners in scoring position, especially when they're in the heart of the order.
Here's the pitch. Whoa. Having to duck out of the way is Kacavalani. Yeah, and Egan, so many pitches off the mark today as the wind is picking up here in downtown Denver.
It's warming up a little bit.
It's warming up, but the wind's kicking up. So there's another pitch. Way off the mark. Here comes Dean. No play at the plate. He'll score. 7-1 Grandview. So Justin Dean gets the first run on in the second. No outs for the Wolves. And Egan looks terrified.
Just good fun down there right now, it feels like. 7-1 is the score. No outs as Kacavalani catches a walk.
There's another walk. Yeah, and Egan has not been able to command the baseball whatsoever. His third walk in a row. As Weiss will step up, looking to add even more fire. 2 on. Yeah, and you talked about it, obviously playing in Coors. It's different than any other high school stadium you've ever stepped foot in. Walls 350 and 350 at each corner. Around 420 to dead center. So Weiss will hit it. Flying deep out to center, tracking it. No success as Pfister will trot on home and Weiss will collect a single. So a bad read from Rath adds another one on the board for the Wolves. It'll be first and second as Alabassi steps in. Great work on the mound, only 1 run in the first inning. Now in the box. Be time from the pitcher as Egan will elect to try and approach this batter differently than the last 3 he's walked and let up hits to. Way off the mark as runners will advance. So second and third for Alabassi. 1-0 count in his hand as Egan continues to struggle with his command. Here's the pitch and another ball. Alabassi leaning out the way. And there's Here's the pitch as he'll walk Alabassi, continuing to struggle with that command. As it'll be Vinny Holbrook stepping into the box here. 2 on, or bases loaded. Samuel will be substituted out for a pinch runner. So Holbrook, bases loaded. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and struck. That'll bring home 1. That'll bring home 2. He can't pick it up. Vinny's rounding for second. And he'll make it. So a double for Holbrook. Drives in 2.
Yeah, Holbrook went up with 1 goal in mind. Let's make contact, and he did. Brings in 2 as Holbrook drops the double celly. 10-1 is the score.
Incredible hit as in will come Matty Zook, the junior. That one's high. Still continuing to struggle with that command is Egan. As Wolves have a 4-run inning.
Yeah, again, this is the situation where you want to be able to throw your guys and just get them that experience and say, hey, yeah, you let up 4 this inning, but bring it in. Can you lock in that way? Can you bring it back together after letting up a two-run double?
So it's Hemstreet taking time. And just able to shell any ThunderRidge pitcher put in front of them. Wolves been active all game. So here's the pitch. Drops out of his hands, but will be called a strike. Able to finally find the zone is Egan. So the 2-1 to Hemstreet will fall out. 3-1. Continuing with great vision from these Wolves. As that one's way off the mark. Runner will come home from the wild pitch, and Egan's just looking to his dugout. Absolutely rattled. Can't find the zone as he walks another one.
Yeah, the Wolves offense right now and in control. I mean, we kind of knew coming into this season how good this defense was going to be. One of the best rotations in the entire state, with returning really every one of their guys from last year, between Pfister, Dean, and Martinson, and then adding a guy in Duran, the California transfer, who had moved to Colorado earlier this year, able to play in this program as well. And then you have Walksman, the Wake Forest commit.
So there's a high pitch. We'll score yet another one as Egan continues to struggle with his control. Be 6 runs in this inning, 12-1 to the Wolves.
Yeah, again, that rotation was never going to be a question this year for the Wolves. That rotation was never going to be in question for the Wolves, as they have guys left and right. They had Alabasi coming out the pen, and Logan Hurtado as well, adding that kind of bite and that well-rounded rotation. I think the Wolves kind of knew that, and they ran into that last year, where through their magical run, they pitched those 3 guys, Martinson, Dean, Pfister, and then they had their senior Ben Crandall come off out of the pen. When you need a deep rotation, I think Coach Henry, and as his first deep playoff run like that, was able to watch that and kind of learn that about his team.
As back-to-back wild pitches will mean Hemstreet finds home, and bases cleared, yet no hits. That just shows you how this game has gone, and unfortunately how it's gone for Cole Egan from his standpoint. Zero control is in a yet another 3-0 count. Looking down a dangerous batter. Swung on and hit high, but not deep. Jackson will track back and claim it. So the first out of the inning comes after 7 runs from the Wolves, 13-1. Pure domination as up comes Chapman. Looking to start even more as another pitch off the mark. The Wolves continuing to turn away. Egan delivers, and another one low. I think the Wolves' biggest concern now is not the pitches hitting the zone, but it's the pitches hitting them. As Egan finds himself in a 2-0 as he delivers another pitch high. Ducking out of the way is Chapman. Another 3-0 count for the Wolves.
Yeah, and again, the Wolves, and we said this in between innings, is the Wolves and the Grizzlies really doing a good job of taking what the other team gives them.
As that one hits Chapman. So Egan hits a batter after walking, and that'll be a mound visit.
Yeah, Coach. I was just about to ask Coach Maps, how long are you going to keep that guy out there? I mean, Cole Egan, no matter how good he's going to be for the rest of the year, it wasn't a great inning.
As Egan will get substituted out. And it'll be up to ThunderRidge to elect who's going to step in on the mound. Try and end this inning.
(13-1) for the good guys here.
Finesse by Bruno Mars playing throughout Coors Field. Personal favorite of mine. If you ever played NBA 2K, the video game series featured in 2K17. An absolute classic as we take time and figure out how ThunderRidge is going to approach this deficit.
Cade Rath going to be the new pitcher for the Grizzlies, as Justin Dean set to be his first batter.
So Rath will step in. So he'll take pitcher role after being in center. First pitch off the mark for the lefty. Now getting a lefty arm, not as much velo, but certainly can command the zone. Hopefully can command it better than Egan.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different look when you're a lefty. That ball kind of breaks into the plate, and that confuses batters. And I think coaches a lot of the time use that to their advantage, especially after pitching a righty, that these guys are a little more used to seeing the ball well on. When you're a lefty, you kind of face the batter right to him as Dean fouls that one off.
Yeah, Dean smokes a foul ball, and it'll be 2-1. As ThunderRidge look to end this nightmare of an inning. The 2-1 to Dean.
Clip the top of the zone there. Almost looked like a breaking ball in a way. Had some movement on it. Couldn't quite simulate the same effects on that 2-2.
As here's Rath now facing a full count. How will he elect to take it? Swing from Dean, drove into the gap, but collected. So a hard hit ball unfortunately finds the glove of Olds. First pitch high. Swung on and up to the second deck on the foul area. He's Fister. One from Wrath, high, and continuing to struggle with command across the board from the Grizzlies.
You know, I got word as a couple of foul balls go back, I got word on the reasoning why the Rockies staff take them back, take the balls back, that is. They're using high school balls, so the teams want them back. And it doesn't matter if you take it home, because, I mean, obviously the teams want that back. Baseballs, they get lost all the time, whether it's foul balls or you take one 450 to dead center. The teams need those back, and it's expensive to pay for balls over and over and over again. So the teams want those back, and it's also a different type of ball. The seam is a little fatter.
As there's a ball rolled out to third, tracking across and ending the inning. Great work there from Gerardo.
So that ends the away half of this inning. Grandview putting up a 7 spot in that second inning to extend their lead up to 13-1.
Yeah, certainly putting a beating on the Grizzlies, and it's great to watch, and a lot of these were at the hands of Cole Egan's poor control throughout this inning. Brought him in as the replacement, trying to make back what happened from Bills in the first, and it just got worse. And then stacking that on, including a double from Vinny Holbrook, scoring 2. A single from Jack Weiss as well, getting some runs in.
Yeah, a lot of action.
A lot of action, but a few just walked in. Bases loaded, and you walk a batter. As Alabassi will step in. First inning, let up 1 run. Looks to shut it down.
Yeah, it looks like Alabassi's going to stay on the mound here. As it'll be Drew Henry to the plate as the 0-0 goes in for strike 1. So we bring you back here. Alabassi on the mound right now as Henry grounds one foul down the left field line. Henry sitting in left field right now. He's gotten a lot of action, it feels like, as ball's kind of lifting that way as the 0-2 goes high and away. And Alabassi, not too many pitches so far. I guess that's a curious question. If Egan on that other ice, there's a strike 3. Sammy Alabassi gets his second punch out of this game. But to that point, Egan, curious if he kind of ran into a pitch limit situation. Is Marco Guadardo going to be sent? Little dribbler back to Alabassi, who makes the easy play at first. 2 outs will bring up Mark Okerstrom, excuse me.
So I'm back. Had a quick call with the wonderful Max Schaefer, director over at Arapahoe Sports Network. Do a lot of great work with him regarding tomorrow's state championship matchup. It's Grandview looks to claim a state title. Girls basketball, as there's a hard hit foul ball that will make it a 1-1 count.
Yeah, Grandview girls basketball. How about them Wolves? They have been dominant all season. They've been dominant in the past decade. I think right now they're eyeing their 5th in the past 9 years. And then because of the COVID year, it would have been 5 of the last, if they win, assuming they win, 5 of the last 8 state champions have come.
When they win, Jake.
When they win. From 2050 East Arapahoe Road, as that'll end the 2nd inning.
Hard hit out to Weiss, who catches it. So Bills will line out to end the inning. Great work across all stages here for Grandview.
Yeah, they're going to be happy in that huddle.
So a shutdown inning from Alabassi brings back up the Wolves.
Yeah, as ThunderRidge, looks like it'll be Cade Rath who will continue to stay on the mound. Had a successful 1-2 inning. Kind of cleaned up.
Yeah, cleaned up the mess from before, and he'll continue. It's a new face in the lineup. Miley hits it down up the gap in center. Collected on the dive from Zentner, but unable to turn and make the play as Miley sits comfortably at first as Weiss will come up. Looking to make something happen. Hit hard. Out to right. Going for two. In safe. Double celly in for Weiss. Great strike. So 2nd and 3rd. So now in the game for Grandview is Bauer.
Yeah, Gavin Bauer going to come in, and I believe that also means that they'll see a pitching change as Alabassi gets a couple of innings under his belt.
Yeah, certainly a great showing from Alabassi, and Bauer up at the plate almost solidifies pitching change. Struck hard and will fall out of play. As the pitch is
Hit by pitch.
he got hit.
I'll load up the bases.
Loads up the bases once again for Vinny Holbrook. Striped a double in his last plate appearance.
Yeah, and again, this game was all about taking what the defense gives you, and the defense just gave you a bases-loaded opportunity. Can the Wolves capitalize on it?
Way outside the zone. Be 1-0. The senior catcher. Second one high. Creates a 2-0 count. Two-0 from Rath. Holbrook, the drive. Falls out of play to your right. Makes the count 2-1. Two-one from Rath. Called the ball. So it makes the count 3-1 for Holbrook.
Yeah, the Wolves have been way ahead in counts.
Struck hard and will bring up a full bring up a full count for Holbrook.
Yeah, you love to see the aggressive mindset when batters go up to the plate. A lot of the time they're swinging on 0-0 balls. They're not letting the pitchers get a chance to get into their sets. On 3-1 counts, they're ready to swing. I think the only count they haven't swung at is a 3-0.
Full count, Coors Field. Holbrook hits it. Dribbles out to third. He'll score one. He'll be thrown out. So good job to put it in play from Holbrook. And now Max Hemstreet steps up to the dish.
Yeah, another senior guy in his first year of varsity. Holbrook, great job on the dribbler to at least run it out, make ThunderRidge make a play, and he got a run to score, so didn't go for naught.
And most certainly. As Hemstreet swings and will miss on that one, brings it to an 0-2.
Yeah, and again, this is where being aggressive matters. When you're aggressive early in the count, when you're up in the count, it allows you to be comfortable when you go down 0-2 and later at bats in the season or just in the game. So, again, it's a coaching thing.
As pitch is way high, makes it 1-2. Yeah, only one run. That Holbrook sacrifice was the only run so far in this inning for the Wolves. So they face the first out as there's a hit. Hemstreet tracking, can't make the catch. Out in right field as Hemstreet will drive home one.
Yeah, that right there is why you run as fast as you can, no matter where the ball goes when you hit it. Just bolt. Because you're forcing the defense to make a play, and when they can't, like ThunderRidge have struggled so far tonight, you go up 15-1.
So Wolves in control after scoring yet another. 0-1 Giron. Ball high. Yeah, Rath trying to get something going and just shut it off. He's got one out. That one's hit hard. Deep to center, tracking back. Can't make a read on it, but catches it.
I think there's some trouble on the base path on if anybody tagged up. Isn't the person at second, but it is at first. So I don't believe Hemstreet had tagged up on the sack fly, which ends the inning, or ends this top half of this inning.
There's a player down and right. Will pan off that and so a great inning from ThunderRidge, able to kind of stop the bleeding from the first 2 innings. We'll join you in just a second.
So back for the bottom half of this 3rd inning, it's Nick Martinson on the mound, a lefty pitcher entering his 3rd year varsity. His first pitch looks like it'll go outside. Oh, looks like a huge celebration there from Nick Martinson, as he has been struggling with injuries in the offseason. Going to come into today and throw 1 pitch as a ceremonial thing to be able to celebrate his senior year and let him know that, at least be able to say, I played at Coors Field. Nick Martinson being honored tonight. Yeah, Martinson has battled with injuries a lot of this year, as Kyle Cacciavellani will be the pitcher for the Wolves. But yeah, again, a huge boost of confidence and a huge morale, team building type scenario to let their guys know that they're valued in this program. And I think that's one thing that Coach Henry does really well is to let every guy have their moment. And this is kind of the simulation of that. At Coors Field, not necessarily under the lights, but you have that beautiful backstop. Nick Martinson, again, being honored because of the injuries in the offseason. So it is Kyle Katravalani on the mound now for the Wolves, as Hudson Fagerholt will inherit, the 1-0 count. Katravalani's first low and away.
Hello. Here's the pitch, off the mark. Make it 3-0. So that one be a 4-pitch walk for Katravalani. Now up to bat is Sluke. That one drills him. So there's talk from both benches on what's going on.
Yeah, you hate to see the hit by pitch.
Yeah, dangerous, and on a quicker pitch too. Kind of gets him in the ribs a bit.
It looked like it hit him on the behind.
And my angle's off. That one's fouled off for an 0-1.
Okerstrom at the plate.
Hit right to Katravalani. He'll turn the double play. Yes, he will.
That might be 3. I don't think it, or did it hit the ground first? It might have.
Might have.
Didn't quite see it, but I thought that was 3 because went right to Katravalani, who got the out for the runner at first, or at the plate. But, I mean, it will be a double play, which I think the Wolves will take either one of those situations.
Yeah, absolutely, and able to sneak his way over to third. Might have hit the ground first.
Yeah, I believe that might have been the play.
Yeah, we looking at it from the top down. As that one will be hit. Finds the gap between second base and short. And that'll drive home a run for ThunderRidge. Their first since the first inning.
Feels forever ago.
Does. But probably just because of how much Grandview has been in control of this game. As Katravalani will sling it out.
Yeah, practice that pickoff move.
Yeah, trying to catch the runner sleeping. Strike is in. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Just out of the zone. So that one spikes up out of the hands of Pfister. Cacavolani with the pitch. Drops in for a strike. That's 2-2.
Yeah, Cacavolani doing a good job of making up for his mistakes right now. You paint the outside or you miss it just by an inch or two, comes back in and throws one down the middle. That's the kind of guy you're going to get.
Out to short, collected by Chapman. He'll dump it off for the easy play. So great work from the Wolves, holding the Grizzlies just to 1. See you on the flip side. Grandview steps back out there. We'll take a second. I'd like to welcome you back as we'll start with the top of the order for the Wolves. As Chapman will step out there.
My wire was in the way, and I didn't want you to break it.
Stepping up to the plate, number 2, Chase Chapman.
This will be a pitching change as well, as Pickett will step out onto the mound. First swing from Chapman out towards right field. Foul line, makes the grab. So great hands from Olds.
What a play there. Able to track that all the way and come in and call off the second baseman as well. So great communication, and ThunderRidge showing up a little bit here in these past couple innings.
Yeah, too little, too late potentially. I mean, 16-2, staring down the barrel.
Yeah, and again, as a reminder, because of the Foundation exhibition game, they don't play a normal 7-inning high school game.
As that one will be slung for a second quick out. I mean, they should have started this guy all game.
Yeah, as to that point again, typically high school games last 7 innings, down to 6 because of the Foundation game. So again, time running out a little bit, and again, doesn't go against the record, but that effort and those things kind of matter down the stretch.
Absolutely, as here comes the hefty righty, Matthew Schimberg, the sophomore, 6'6", 235 pounds, featured earlier in the season as Grandview's star tight end after an unfortunate injury. As there's a hard hit ball. Out into right. He'll go for two. Schimberg steps in and stands on second. Right off the bat, Matthew Schimberg with a double.
Welcome, Matthew Schimberg, the sophomore, able to loop that one into left center. Great job there from the sophomore. And here's the thing is, he got some playing time in the playoffs last year. Coach Henry put him in, big body. They're trying to scare the Creek pitchers. I think he did draw. No, he didn't. He actually struck out. Excuse me. But that bench loves him. They were cheering so loud when he got in and Coach Henry made that substitution. And that's what the camaraderie of this team is all about, is that they love each other. They're a family. And if last year didn't prove that, then...
Yeah, lone sophomore in a heavy stacked lineup of seniors and juniors. So always nice to see an underclassman shine, as there's a foul ball from Miley. Setting back up at the top is Henry. Henry delivers high. Head and over in foul territory. Bounces off the top of the dugout and into the fans. ThunderRidge parent got it. And
yeah, he knows.
He knows.
They need those balls.
Yeah. Walking right back down to see what he likes to do.
It looks like a staff member coming up to collect.
Oh, I thought I was going to use the cannon. I thought I was going to unload over the fence. As advance to a 2-2 for Miley. Just hands it off to the staff member. Didn't get to see if Pop still had it in him. There's the pitch and a hard swing. That'll end the inning for the Wolves.
Matthew Schimberg getting a double. Welcome to Coors Field.
Absolutely, and solidifying himself as a definitive member of this team for years to come. We talked about seniors and juniors, and Schimberg being a sophomore from a athletic family. Over on the other side, his brother Oliver swimming for Grandview, a state champion, looking to make it double this year in the 100 fly and 100 back. Certainly an athletic family and full of dominance there, Jake.
Yeah, and his older brother before him, also a swimmer who had qualified for state, I believe, in 3 or 4 years. So, I mean, they love using their arms.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we talked about his tight end stint after Henning went down. Able to step up to the plate there and had some early season struggles, but got on it. Force in helping that Grandview run game that drove us so far.
Gajavalani will stay on the mound for another inning. Had a strong showing.
Yeah, keeping him out there, I mean, pretty constant, keeping 2 innings between these pitchers. Alabasi got 2, and now Gajavalani will get his second. Paquette now will step up. brother of senior catcher Ben Paquette, who we saw earlier in the game. As a foul ball will make it 0-2. Great start for Cacciavillani. O2 comes in, hit hard out to right field. Take a bounce before finding the glove, or to left field. Take a bounce before finding the glove of what I believe is Schulte. Audio back? Audio's back. There's a hard hit ball out to left field. It'll fall foul. So we try and recover one little shift and whole broadcast goes down. Here's the pitch. Just outside, 1-2. Hard hit. Lien will pop up to center. Almost swinged it back.
Yeah, great job there from the center fielder, Hemstreet, to be able to call off the infielder, say, I have that ball, I see the vision, I have a line to it. I'm coming in, because again, the outfielders always have priority. That's what coaches coach. Coming in is easier than moving back. So that's why the outfielders have that priority. Great job for Hemstreet to be able to use it.
Yeah, and here comes third baseman Tanner Rhodes. Talk about his last game against Columbine. 2 for 3 for 2 homers and 3 RBIs. Certainly a lot of power in that bat. As there's a foul ball rocketed right up towards us in the press box.
Yeah, Tanner Rhodes, just a sophomore as well. Bright future ahead of this young kid.
Absolutely. As that one will spike off his foot. So Cacciavillani now is struggling a bit. Now with 2 runners on. The bottom of this 4th inning.
As we get to the later stages of this foundation game, you'll see a lot more players get in and coaches try to get other guys going, whether it's their starters, their stars, or anyone else that they want to make sure gets the opportunity to say that they've played at Coors Field.
An absolute rip from Carpinello, the designated hitter. Hit hard and out towards right.
And he's seeing it.
He certainly is, and trying to drive in the 2 on base and potentially himself with how hard he's taking rips at the ball. So that one's outside. Bring up the 1-2.
Yeah, Cacciavillani doing a good job of just making sure that the game plays at his pace. He's making sure that he isn't scared to pitch to Carpinello, even though he's made great contact. Trying to paint those corners.
Carpinello will jolt out of the box. Trying to get something started. Here's a 2-2 from Cacciavillani. Fall outside for a full count.
And this is a great test of his adversity. Is he going to be able to battle back? He was up 0-2, now down 3-2.
There's a pitch inside, and it'll be a
hit by pitch.
oh. Yeah, hit by pitch.
Oh, well, you might have actually been right.
Yeah, it
It
looks
will
like
be a foul
walk.
ball.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a foul ball. It looked like it hit off the knob of his bat.
Which is part of the bat, which that does constitute as a foul ball.
So it is a foul ball. I thought it was a foul ball, and
You were right.
there's another foul ball. 3-2. A battle between these two continues on.
Yeah, and a new life for Cacciavellani. See if he's able to capitalize on it. And I mean, should have had a walk potentially, but he's still in it.
It's another foul ball. The battle continues between Cacciavellani and Carpinello.
He's seeing it well. He just can't quite put his bat where his eyes want them to be. Getting over it, or under it rather.
Will the battle wage on? No, it won't. It will end in a walk. Carpinello takes his base.
Yeah, so a bit of a jam now for the Wolves as Fager Holt.
So to the top of the lineup, Christie will now step in.
They made substitutions. That was close.
Yeah, we're like reading off the scoreboard, and the scoreboard is always not instant update. Yeah, it'll be Christie. I mean, it is beautiful, this big old rocky scoreboard. Obviously in the shape of the Rocky Mountains. Not so much success for the Rockies in recent years, unfortunately, as much as I'd not a fan of, as there's a hit. Cacciavellani will try in turn two, gets it and through the glove of Schimberg. A mistake trying to run to second. Will he get him out? He will. So a quick bounce means Schimberg's able to collect it, swing it to second, and get that third out. So great work to hold them to two. 16-2 here at Coors Field. We'll see you in just a second.
Coming to the plate for Grandview, number 28, A.J. Peroni.
As we turn over and start the fifth inning, A.J. Maroney will step up to the plate.
AJ Maroney leading the team in batting average last year, was a huge player and a great anchor at that third base line in their state run last year.
0-2, hit hard. Drops into center field for a hit. So Maroney will collect a base.
And that's the kind of guy he is. He goes down 0-2 and he just see ball, hit ball.
Able to drive one through. And now Bauer in the box.
You always got to double check. I see the scoreboard and
It shifts. I like to update it right when they go up. There's a high pitch. Yeah, remaining in the game is Henry. As winds begin to pick up. 1-2 to Bauer. Here's the pitch. High, Steel Kyle comes in. Maroney collects an extra base, and that speed, also part of the reason why he's hitting leadoff, at least during last season.
yeah, he was, again, a huge part of that state run. And part of the reason why they were able to kind of get through regionals when they weren't expecting to, I believe the 16 seed, and to be able to run all the way down to the Final Four.
That's certainly a tough team, and I want to be messed with as there's a walk for Bauer, which brings up Holbrook. Or not Holbrook. Bohmeyer. So Bohmeyer will step in as catcher, placing Vinny Holbrook, who had himself a great day. Strike. Makes it 0-1.
Yeah, Bohmeyer had 2 RBIs against Arvada West earlier this season. Going to be huge, especially to replace a graduating senior from last year, Colin May, who ended up committing to play baseball at the collegiate level. And I mean, it's going to be huge to find a guy to fill that role.
Certainly, in both Bohmeyer and Holbrook able to offer great cases. As you said, Bohmeyer 2 RBIs. That last game had a triple as well, as falls out of the zone for 2-2. As Henry tries to get back. Pitch in and off the mark. Dribbles out of Oakstrom's hands and will be a advance of bases. Second and third now.
Yeah, they're able to jog there. Wild pitches all over the place. The mound isn't any farther back, and the diamond isn't any larger than any high school field. It's just the walls and dimensions to those corners, to the outfield, that kind of makes that difference and makes it different than any ballpark and Coors Field.
Absolutely, as there's a ball skyrocketed. Ever seen the movie 42? Would be a home run in an elevator shaft is a quote from there.
Yeah, but Baumeister doing a good job battling off in this full count. Does it again.
Continues to battle.
How many balls do you have? Let's find out.
Exactly. We'll just keep sending them into the crowd and taped off with caution tape so you can't even go farther. And that'll be a walk. Bohmeyer will collect his base, and it'll be bases loaded here.
Ethan Walksman going to be sent to the plate now.
Yeah, Walksman with the bases loaded.
Thinking,
Going for it all, swinging hard. Waxman wants it.
yeah, I was going to say the Wake Forest commit for typically a pitcher role, but earlier this year he was in some trainings, and I believe he hit one 350, 450. I don't think it was 450, but close to 400 feet. I got it up to 100 miles per hour exit velo. He has some power in that swing.
Yeah, certainly, and see if you can hit one out here at Coors. Swings hard through it, and
Goes down swinging.
oh, go down. And now Logan Hurtado, the junior, so there'll be a mound visit for ThunderRidge. Yeah, 1 out in this inning. And still down 16-4. We'll step aside for a second and see you when you resume. As we welcome you back, winds still high here in Denver. Bases loaded as Hurtado steps up. I'll take the first one.
Yeah, Caden Kissel on the mound for the Grizzlies, looking to get out of this bases loaded jam.
Yeah, setting a guy up with the bases loaded is a death sentence, especially against a team so high-powered as this Wolves squad. As that one misses the mark. It'll be 3-0. One more walks it home.
Goes for strike one.
There you go. 3-0 count. Normally you don't swing, and they took advantage of that.
Yeah, just good sportsmanship, really.
Yeah, it's an unwritten rule of baseball. When you're up 3-0 and you're up big, you really don't swing the bat unless you're Fernando Tatis Jr. And then you swing it and send it 400 feet.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no need as the Wolves are up 12 in the 5th inning.
Yeah, temperatures rise to 52 here as there's the fourth one. So Maroney will trot on home. Chase Chapman now at the plate.
Yeah, he's been up the entire time. We've seen the lineup shift throughout the entire game, whether that's pitching changes or position changes, and that changes the order. But Chapman and Dean have played all 5 innings this far.
Yeah, and just staying up there and consistently performing, earning their right to still be there as second one falls in for a ball. It'll be the 1-1. Here goes 1-1. Chapman drives it off to right field. One-two from Kissel. Chapman with a drive. Deep to left, tracking back and caught. A hard hit ball, and you think any other stadium but Coors could have had a chance to be out of there for a grand slam. Chapman, big power underneath it, will end up being a sacrifice fly, 18-4 here.
Yeah, they'll take their sac fly, get another run, and again, like, hey, I put it in play, and you made the play, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna tag up that deep.
As Dean will step up, hits it, lines it down. Runner will score. Going for second. Trying to stretch it out, and that'll end the inning. Dean went for second, and I believe that is Hurtado went for third.
Hey, gamble, got a little greedy.
Yeah, I mean, there's chances. Why not take them if you can't?
Hey, let's win by 20. Why not?
Dude, absolutely. Putting it on. Grandview up 19-4 over the Grizzlies. We'll see you in just a second. As Kelly steps up, trying to start this inning off for ThunderRidge, he'll swing through. Had a little bet out of all the unlisted sophomores in ThunderRidge's roster who he was, because there is no 30 listed. Landed on him. Nobody guessed him, unfortunately. The only guy nobody guessed is that one off the mark. Here's the pitch, swinging through. Made him look silly.
Yeah, and that's the kind of guy that Pfister is he loves that breaking ball. He has a fast fastball, but it's that breaking ball that will catch batters off guard.
And he just had him dizzy once again. Pfister puts him down. So just calling on their best guy to get it over with. Send the fans home.
Yeah, we're nearing 2 hours of game time.
Here's Pfister. That one drops outside for a ball. Yeah, Jake, tell me a little bit more about Pfister besides the surface level things. You watched him during that state run last year.
Yeah, he's a guy that you got to watch out for. And you say that he's a Northern Colorado commit. He's going D1 for baseball. He's a guy that, I mean, has that ability. He has that motion. He was also an all-state player in each of the past 2 years. And he's that guy. I mean, again, he's kind of that ace. He will be your #1 guy. Last game against Arvada West, he was kind of that closer. He's in that shutdown role as Arvada West kind of gained traction there as it got to the later stages of that game. But I think that's what's special about this rotation is that any guy can come in and be a starter, and any guy can come in and be a reliever. Any guy can come in, be a closer. And Pfister has that mentality. He knows what it takes to be a pitcher. He stays up there, and he doesn't get in his head too often.
Yeah, absolutely. Composure is a thing with Pfister. Here's the 3-2. Makes him swing. Goodness gracious. 2 Ks for Pfister.
Yeah, and that's the level of play that we're going to get from Pfister, and that's the kind of level that you want to see all year, is that last year he had told me he had started getting some reps in at first base. Man,
Yeah, he's making
you just
everyone
watch
look
it and
stupid right now.
It is beautiful.
This is my first time watching him being a transfer. I mean, this is beautiful.
But yeah,
There's another one. Sorry to keep cutting you off. But Pfister just keeps dicing.
Yeah, and again, he's that ace, and the thing is, he played minutes at first base or innings at first base, and he said that he really wanted to help his team out in any way he could. He's not a guy who's selfish. He's not a guy who says, "Give me the ball. I want to be on the mound." He says, "Coach, put me in anywhere that you can put me in. I will play baseball. I want to play baseball," and he said that he was really grateful for the opportunity to be able to play each and every inning and make his impact felt a lot of the time in a lot of different ways. So the year prior, his sophomore year, he was lights out from the mound. And last year, he was lights out from first base, and he had told me that he really wanted to get those and combine those in his senior year.
3 batters up, 3 batters struck out. Jax Pfister with immaculate inning. Well, not an immaculate inning, but a great inning.
This will be our last inning as well. This exhibition game, only 6 innings. Last chance for the Grizzlies to put some runs on and have some fun.
No one say anything about the weather.
we welcome you back. The final inning here at Coors Field. See if Grandview can put some more runs on the board. Normally in this situation, I'd say create a blanket for themselves. But realistically, no blanket to be created. They're pretty safe where they're at right now, sitting up 19-4.
Yeah, I mean, again, it kind of ended up this way. When ThunderRidge had struggled in those early innings, the 6 and a 7 on the board in those first and second innings.
Pfister will take it. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, Pfister getting his opportunity on the mound. And about 3 minutes later, getting his opportunity in the box.
Yeah, that's scoreless fourth inning for Grandview, uncharacteristic, and just trying to get back on to had the 3-run inning last period. As there's a shot from Pfister, high and deep. Could it be gone? Oh,
The warning track.
Lost it and hit the warning track. An absolute rocket. He's doing push-ups on the base. Jax Pfister, after an incredible inning of 3 strikeouts, turns around and launches one to left.
I went 320 down the left field line. He got all of that. Jax Pfister unloads on that ball.
Absolutely, and he is Grandview's star player. Talked about it earlier. Committed to Northern Colorado. Hustled around the base pass, was at second before the ball even hit the ground. That one's outside. Yeah, just melted that ball. That'd be no doubt in any stadium besides this. Pfister has that power. As that one will drop to Cacciavellani. Cacciavellani had those 2 innings in the middle, kind of brought in as a middle reliever. Great work as there he goes. Dribbler out to right will score Pfister. And Cacciavellani finds himself on base.
Yeah, so 20 on the board for the Wolves. It was funny because last year, ThunderRidge and Grandview had tied with 20 runs between the two. And this year, Grandview putting it up, that number up by themselves.
Absolutely, and there just seems to be something different in the air when it comes to this Grandview team. Just got a different dog in the fight. And while this game may not count for their record, it'll count for sure in the minds and hearts of these players. True showing. That one falls in for a strike after the pickoff attempt. Guardo delivers and it'll fall for another ball. Maroney lines one and reaches base safely, extending this inning for the Wolves.
You're doing a good job. It's just that you're doing a good job. It's just also like right now.
Now it's Weiss. Steps up and That one goes high for the 1-0. Down low, fouled off. Swung on and hit to short. Double play ball. No success. Weiss will be safe at first, as Bohmeyer will take his stance. Runners on the corners for Bohmeyer.
Yeah, 1 out.
There's a strike.
Yeah, great breaking ball there from Guardado, excuse me. Had some movement on it.
Absolutely. Here's the pitch, and that one will fall for the ball. So that's the call. I'm rhyming. Is Dr. Seuss, or as one of my friends Porter would text me, is that MF Doom? And Bohmeyer now faced with the 1-1. Yeah, slower stages of this game, and you can just feel it everywhere in the stadium. Kind of winding down, realize that this game's pretty much over. 20-4. It's hard to say you can come back from that. So that one will also go outside.
It's a 5-pitch walk. Loads up the bases.
And now up to the ditch is Walkman. Swings and hits one out to right field.
Finds the bleachers. Yeah, getting a lot of work in on that right side. It feels like we've had a dozen foul balls go right to that section.
Certainly, and here's a swing. Drive down to center field will be collected. And that'll bring a runner in. As Cacciavellani will touch home. 21-4. It's posted on the GHS Barstool belt. And that will be the end of the game. So they call it. They call it there, Jake.
The 2-hour time limit. They got their money's worth, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. So it will end with a sacrifice fly bringing Cacciavellani home. Jake, any words?
There's a lot to be encouraged from this game, whether you're on the Grandview side and you see the 21-4 score, or you're ThunderRidge and you say, we learned a lot about our team. There's a lot to be proud of, and there's a lot to take in, as I'd take a cup of dirt home.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, your final score from Denver, Colorado in Coors Field, 21-4. Grandview topples ThunderRidge. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'd like to thank you all for coming and watching the stream.
And we want to thank the Rockies staff one last time for giving us this opportunity, being so kind and welcoming to our staff, and supporting student journalism in this completely student-run opportunity and broadcast. We want to thank you again for tuning in.
Absolutely. Thank you.